Pardon me?
What's the tweak?
Look, what we did yesterday, first thing was defensively, it was physical. Put your arms up, let me see your hands, and then foul with your body. Do it on every drive and every post-up. For two reasons. One, we can play against it because that's how everybody's playing now. And I'm not just talking our league, I'm watching around the country. And then the second thing is, if we get in the game and we gotta play that way, then we gotta play that way. Because you can't, you know, we went for a season saying hands off, don't touch the body, and it was, you know, obviously as each month and week went on, it got more and more physical. So basically, we're back to where we were a year ago, and everybody said you foul on every possession to win. So we just had to practice that way. In the offense, you know, one tweak, which was not anything, but like I said, it's something that changed how they thought, and that's what we're trying to do. The issue becomes for us, when adversity hits, how do we respond? Do we come together? And what we're looking for is, they make a three, they bank a shot, we miss 2 free throws or 3, we turn it over, and you look out and you see a team that just comes together. We just played a team that they were on a 0-15 run. We were 15-0 run. 15-0 run, it's a 6-point game. And what did they do?
Hit a three, hit a big three.
Just went like that. And they made play after play at that point. They're a veteran team. They understand it. We're still learning it. That's what we want to get to. You know, and that will tell the tale of what this thing's about. Now, I think what you'll do is you'll see a different team when you watch Friday. If you know anything about basketball, you'll know exactly what I did. If you don't know anything about basketball, you'll look at everybody else's tweets and read their blogs and say, what is he saying? Because I don't know basketball. So I hope somebody knows so I can write like I know.
Are you going to quiz us after the game?
No, I'm not going to talk about it. They'll say, well, what was it?
James said whatever it was to improve the passing. That you know, you talked
To
about
each other. To each
other.
other. Yeah, a little bit. It did. All I can tell you is there was a different feel in the building. And it was not just the tweaking and what we did with it was that the physical play brought something out of them that I wanted to see. And
John,
we went 2.5 hours now. It wasn't like an hour and 30. It's 2.5 hours.
you said the tweak, if I heard you right, was something changed how they thought. From
Yeah.
what to what?
Changed how they thought.
From what
where
to
they
what?
were to where I wanted them. But this, you know, again, all that we're doing carried over, and I believe it will. Now, adversity is going to hit and come together and show us what you're capable of doing together, looking and leaning on one another. So, and again, this tournament is, I mean, Tennessee's playing as well as anybody in the country. They're beating people by 30. 30. Now, Arkansas on the road is not the same team they are at home, but, you know, they're still playing well. They were beating people by 30. You have Georgia, who's done their things, and then you have South Carolina and Auburn. Now they're kicking it in. One goes to Texas A&M, one beats us in Missouri. And so you have a lot of teams, and obviously Florida is like we were a couple years ago. They're in the same position. And, you know, it looks like, you know, one of those teams, they're going to have a tough first opponent just like the rest of us. So.
Cal, how often have you apologized to the team for something that you...
I do it a lot. I mean, I'll do, you know, hey, this isn't on you, this is on me. I'm not afraid to do it, even if it's an individual thing that I've said or done to some individual player.
Why yesterday?
Because it was very clear when you saw it. You run a business and do something for real, and all of a sudden you have this business and something's not working right. You can't put your finger on it, and you do a couple things and you try this and okay, and then something happens and you look and say, that was it. And I think they all kind of got it, and you know, and like I said, I'm just disappointed in me that I didn't do it earlier. You know, why didn't I catch this, and why wasn't I thinking in those terms? And I think a lot of things this year, there were so many things that we were having to do to get individual players right, and then get them together, and then get them to fight through things. There were a lot of things. And now it's, you know, let's go, let's do this.
In hindsight,
What made you pinpoint it at this
I
point?
have no idea. I just was sitting at home on Sunday and just, you know, popped in my mind and just said, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do this. And, you know, when you're coaching, your whole mindset is how do you help individual players improve and how do you help your team improve? It's not like, oh my gosh, what do I look like as a coach? My ego is bruised, my pride. You don't. You just, how do I continue to help the team? That's my job. These are 18 and 19-year-olds. What do I do to help them? And so you just keep thinking of ways, and we'll see. I mean, again, you got to carry it on the court, and it isn't just that. When adversity hits, you know, teams from here on are fighting for their lives. So adversity will hit. What do you do now? How do you deal with it? Let's just keep coming together, and that's what we're hoping to see. I mean, as much as what we did in the physical play and the tweaking and all, it'll still come back to that. And I'm, you know, my hope is they have a little bit better, you know, bounce in their step, and that they know when things don't go right, we're still good. And that's what we haven't had for the last 3 weeks. We had it for a while, and it kind of slipped away. Last question.
Have you had a team before where you made a change this late in the season?
Usually it was earlier, because I caught it earlier. I think it was the drugs that I was taking for a while. I wasn't thinking right. But normally, I would catch it and try something earlier, because, you know, this isn't the first time I've tweaked it this way, but we will see. All right, thanks, guys.